You're watching the Skywatch Media News Channel, and here's what's happening for December 21st, 2018. A mysterious blip of tremendous size recently appeared on National Weather Service radars. The blip, which left scientists baffled, was unrelated to any rainstorms, and it was visible for nearly 10 hours. The unexplained incident prompted a frenzy of theories and speculation that our U.S. military was carrying out a secret experiment across the Midwestern states. The large, storm-like blip was recorded flashing across radar systems in southern Illinois and western Kentucky. When meteorologists raised concerns over the blip, which was visible for 10 hours, the National Weather Service was unable to explain the event. Experts confirm that the plume on the radar was unusually persistent. In fact, the National Weather Service called the radar incident interesting, and they even suggested that it may be a military aircraft. Meteorologists initially suggested that it was a chaff from an aircraft. In other words, a cloud of jamming radar material used to hide combat exercises. The conspiracy behind this incident continues to escalate since all branches of the military continue to deny responsibility, even though there are 2 military bases that are located close to the area where the blip was visible. Even so, military public affairs officials insist that there are no planes located at these bases that are capable of carrying out chaff exercises. The question that requires an explanation is whether this incident was induced by secret forces or by some natural or even unnatural entity. The large blip that appeared on December 10th became a top story across the internet. It could have been dismissed by the experts as simply a glitch or a superimposed anomaly, except for the fact that it drifted for nearly 140 miles over the Midwest before disappearing. It could have been explained as just a lone incident, except for one very obvious reason. Like the blip over the Midwest, similar plumes appeared again just 2 days later, this time in New England, across the state of Maine. The makeup of the plumes in these separate incidents appear to be similar in composition. The first reports of the apparent chaff plumes in Maine began to appear on social media in the late afternoon on December 12th. 4 distinct clouds were visible, but these had blended together into a larger blob with a peak length of more than 100 miles. The huge cloud was moving southwest, and it looked like it could easily drift into New Hampshire and beyond. The official Twitter account for the National Weather Service station between Gray and Portland, Maine, issued an assessment that the formations in that area on the radar were very likely chaff. But there have been no reports as to what type of aircraft might have been involved. The consensus among a number of meteorologists and social media observers is that an active military unit must have released the cloud chaff over Maine, which also explains the chaff cloud that initially appeared over Illinois on December 10th that drifted into Kentucky and Indiana before finally dissipating. The Gulf of Mexico is known as an area where combat aircraft conduct air training events and where some of the biggest military operations aircraft are located. Florida is another state where a huge chaff cloud appeared on radar just recently. If chaff operations are truly responsible for the massive radar plumes, then it's highly speculative as to why these blips are popping up in so many different states in such a short period of time. Furthermore, each of these plumes are unusually persistent, lasting for many hours. before finally disappearing from the radar screens. The recent phenomena is extremely odd because it should be readily explainable on an official level. But a number of questions here still do not have solid answers, including where the aircraft came from and why it was releasing a shaft cloud. The nature of what the long-lasting shaft cloud consisted of has also spurred questions as well. So whatever may be causing these long-lasting blips picked up by weather radar, the military just isn't saying much. It's another unexplained mystery that's left for you to figure out. With the influx of unexplained anomalies appearing in our skies in recent years, such as this phenomenal incident that happened over Norway in the year 2009, scientists are becoming more baffled and more perplexed because they have come to realize that incidents like this one cannot be readily explained to the public. Earlier this month, a bizarre green light appeared out of nowhere during an intense electrical storm in Western Australia. Scientists were completely baffled by the event, and the Aussie newspapers indicated that meteorologists confirmed that nothing similar to this had been previously witnessed. Some people speculated that the light was a reflection of some device located on the ground that was shining back into the sky. Still, there were others who thought that it may be a weather-related phenomena induced by the electrical storm. There were those who mentioned the anomaly as extraterrestrial in origin, since a high-pitched noise was heard during the appearance. While some people have been skeptical of the vision, what appeared on this December night in Western Australia is yet another mysterious incident that is left for you to solve. During the early evening hours of December 19th, what was referred to as a mysterious explosion took place in the sky above California. Bewildered residents took to Twitter to discuss what they had just witnessed, an out-of-control plume of light spiraling slowly across the night sky near Sacramento. The initial response from onlookers was that the sudden appearance of the light was originating from a rocket launch at Vandenberg Air Force Base near Santa Barbara, but that launch was later canceled. The scheduled launch of a SpaceX rocket was also called off. The unknown object that suddenly appeared in the night sky was later confirmed by the Lick Observatory located at the summit of Mount Hamilton to be a bright meteor that left a distinct trail that was visible in the western sky after entering the Earth's atmosphere. Less than 2 hours after the object was first spotted, the National Weather Service stated that, although not confirmed, it appeared to be the entry of a large meteor. Some meteors are known to create high-level clouds called noctilucent clouds, so it is very possible that this is what was seen entering our atmosphere over California. As you celebrate the beauty of life on Earth and the serenity of the season, never lose sight of the gifts of nature. A very rare and majestic phenomenon was visible on Valdai Lake in northwestern Russia on December 18th, when thousands of crystalline blossoms miraculously bloomed across the lake. The rare phenomena was created by a sudden drop in temperatures across the region, allowing the ice flowers to bloom on the lake. When the lake water laps over the top of the ice, it cools sharply and freezes to form the crystalline petals. The process repeats, allowing the flower to form to a height of several meters, becoming one of the great wonders of nature. As you look up, be reminded that human civilization has always looked to the sky for answers to the most important questions of our existence: who we are, where we came from, and where we will eventually go. all of which will one day be answered. Thanks for watching.